Yo, what's up? My name's Kody, and this is my project for Mr. K's Sociology class. This is for you, K-Dizzle. The first status of mine would be that I'm a driver. I'm pretty good at it when I want to be. 5 conflicts or strains for that would be 1. You need gas. Gas costs money, and I don't have the cheddar to put the bread on the table if I'm gonna be spending money on gas. 2. You gotta look out for others, obviously. 3. You gotta pay attention on the road, you can't be distracted. 4. You gotta drive responsibly, you can't drink and drive on the road. Not to say that I'm gonna do that anyway. And you can't be stupid about it and drive around impressing girls or whatever the youngsters are doing nowadays, you know what I'm saying. The next role of mine is video editing, and I deem that to be my master status because that's what I end up doing with 99% of my free time. And it's just really fun to do. 5 roles for this status would include adding special effects, speeding up clips if I need to, adding wacky and useless transitions, come on, we know we all do it, adjusting the brightness if we need to, and making sure there's nothing you forgot to add. And it's also my master status because I desire to go to college for video editing or something along those lines. Next up, filming goes hand in hand with video editing, and roles for that include recording it, directing it, making sure whatever you're trying to film is in shot and in frame, adjusting the volume and making sure that the person who is talking is heard, as opposed to talking from across the room, and making sure the quality is good instead of a stupid piece of crap you recorded on your phone. I've always had a passion for filming ever since I was a kid, and I was recording with VHS tapes, so it's only appropriate that I still do it now. Next 3 are going to be Ascribed because I want to get those out of the way. First of those 3 is the fact that I'm a big brother. I have a little brother named Brian. He's a freshman. And a couple conflicts that go along with that is I need to be a good example and I need to watch out for him. Yo, Brian, I'm a good brother, right?
Fuck no.
Okay, thanks. What does he know anyway? The next Ascribed one is the fact that I lost my dad when I was 9 years old back in 2007 due to a heart attack. It's all good now though because it's over 7 years later, but I still remember him. And that's something you can't change. I didn't achieve that. The third one for Ascribed is the fact that I was born here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's a fun place. There's a lot to do, and it's great to go and do those fun stuff in. Yeah, it's a blast. Okay, maybe it's not the best place, but that's where I live and have lived for almost 17 years. Next up, being a student. That's another role, and it's not my proudest role, but I am one, and so are all you. And probably will be for another 4 years. That's considering if you go to college. And boy, are there some conflicts for this one. Time management. If you can't manage your time, you're not going to have time. It's as simple as that. And collectively as students, our roles include engineering, technology, biomedical, math, science, and all those great subjects that you probably failed. I know I did. One role I used to be was a percussionist back in middle school, but as soon as middle school ended, I got the hell out of there, and that was my role exit. I didn't like band. It was boring, you had to memorize too many notes, and it was just a waste of time in my opinion. I didn't like it. It wasn't my thing. And a huge conflict that went with that was practice. If you don't practice, well, you probably winged it like I did. And being a gamer, it lets me sit down, relax, and forget about all the stresses of life and just be in someone else's shoes for once. Plus, I'm really good at it. Or at least that's what my mom told me. And my last role is being a writer. I like to creatively think of new ideas and new stories in my head and then put them to paper. A conflict of interest for that one would be writer's block. If you can't think of anything, well, think harder. Some roles for that would be storytelling, spell check, pacing the story out, character development, and finalizing your product. So that's it for me. Those are my 10 roles. Now go home.